Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Power Podium. So earlier today, I was answering some questions on the Power Automate community when I noticed that a lot of people are facing issues in grabbing the attachment in Microsoft Forms using Power Automate solutions. So there were cases where the end users wanted to grab the attachment form and send that in an email or create that attachment as a file in SharePoint Library. So if you're looking at my screen, this is just an archive of questions that were present in Power Automate community around grabbing the attachment from Microsoft Form. And I thought of creating a tutorial around this so that people know, or the audience knows, how you can go ahead and ramp up a solution where you can grab the attachment in a Microsoft Form, and then you can either send them via an email or create them in a SharePoint library. So this is the flow diagram, and I have a habit of creating this. So don't worry about the logic. I will be explaining the logic via Power Automate solution in the next few seconds. But here is what we are going to do. So we are going to have a Microsoft form with an attachment, and then we are going to grab that attachment and create that as a file in our SharePoint library. Once we are through with the flow solution, I'll come back to this picture and we'll understand how we created that solution. So let's quickly jump and start creating our flow. So I have given the name Microsoft Forms attachment tutorial. Basically, our flow starts with a trigger. So the trigger is going to be when a response is submitted. Let's see if something comes up. Yes, when a new response is submitted. So the form ID is basically the name of our form. The name of our form is form Microsoft form with attachment. So I'll just choose this from the drop down. And the next action will be get response details. So here it is. Again, the form ID is the name of the form and the response ID is the response ID. So first up, let's try to understand what output this get response details action gives us. So I'll just click on test. I'll do this, perform the trigger. So this basically means we need to go ahead and submit a response in our form. I'm just opening the form up. So here it is. So my form basically has three fields. One is the full name, one is the date of the birth, and here we have the attachment where basically I'm asking for your photo. So let me quickly fill this up so that our flow goes ahead and succeeds. Uh, Let me choose my date of birth. So I am a 1995 born. The month is August and the day is 22nd. Yep, that's my birth date. So let us go ahead and upload one of my pictures. And then I'll click on submit. Once I submit this and get a notification that the response is submitted, my flow will run. So let's wait for this flow to succeed. Yes, it has run successfully indeed. Now I'll just click on this get response details. And then here is the body. So let's do this. Control A, Control C. And let me open this in a notepad. Perfect. So let's go back to the form first because we need to compare some stuff and then we'll open this notepad once again. Now, if you take a close look at the response, you will see that my name, that is one of our response, is present inside this GUID. Our second response, that is the date of birth, is present inside another GUID, and the attachment, that is this uh, yashkamdar.png, this is present under a separate GUID. So what we need to do is basically we need to grab this JSON data and parse this so that we can get this GUIDs available in a singular individual dynamic content. Correct? So once we get this individually, we'll be able to parse the responses inside this so that we can grab the attachment content. Very simple, right? So let's head back to our flow. Let's click on edit. What we'll do is we'll include a parse JSON action that will allow us the ability to parse this. So what will be the content? The content will be the body. And for the schema, you need to click on generate from sample. Just copy this entire thing and paste it inside over here. Click on done. Right now, click on test. So when I click on test, you will see that the GUIDs that we talked about a while ago will be available individually inside the flow. Want to see that? Let's click on edit. Let's click on new step. Let's click on compose. And you will see that when I click on the inputs, here those GUIDs are present, which hold our responses. So let's open the notepad once again. Now, we are not interested in name. We are not interested in date of birth. What we are interested in is attachment. So if we are interested in attachment, we will need this GUID, which is R27134 blah blah blah. So R2734 blah 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 is here. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this once again. Okay, so our flow has run. And if you see in the compose, now we have this name, that is the name of our attachment. We have the link of our attachment, and we also have a couple other properties like the ID, which we can use for grabbing the content later on, and some other things like type and reference ID, etc., that we are not interested in right now. So what we need to do is copy this entire thing again, Control A, Control C, so that we can get this name, link, and other properties available individually. Edit once again, click on parse JSON once again. So content will be outputs of compose, right? The same age old step, click on generate from sample, paste your copied data, click on done, and then click on test. So now you will see that we will get the meaningful properties via which we can grab the attachment content. So if I click on parse JSON, you'll see that we have the name, we have the link, we have the ID, and all those other stuff. So we are nearing the end of solution. Let's click on edit once again, right? And let's go ahead and click on compose. So I just want you to show what the link is. So I'll just click on link and I'll go ahead and click on test. So right now we'll see where exactly our attachment gets saved, right? So let this flow run successfully, and it has. Now we'll click on compose and we'll see that this is our link, right? So we'll just copy this. Sorry, I copied the wrong stuff. So Control C. Now let's try to take a look at how it looks like. This is not the correct content that we wanted to paste. So we'll do this once again. Perfect. So here is what our link looks like. So let's go ahead and try to go to the source. Okay. This looks like my name. So let's go till here. Microsoft Forms. Control C. Control V. And now you will see that it's opening my OneDrive for Business. That means the OneDrive for Business is the back end where all the attachments from your Microsoft Forms will get saved. So these are my different form IDs. Okay, so the form that we use right now is Microsoft Form with attachment. Again, inside the question, yep, here it is. So here is where the attachment gets saved. Now all we need to do is grab the file content of this attachment and then create a file. Very simple. So I'll just go back to my flow, click on edit, add an action, right? So get file content, and we know that the file content is lying in OneDrive for Business. So we'll select this, So unique identifier has to be the ID, right? We saw in the previous screen that we have already retrieved the ID, correct? So this is the reference via which we can grab the Microsoft form. And then what we'll do is we'll use the create file action. Now we are trying to create this file inside the SharePoint library. So we'll choose the SharePoint action. Let's go ahead and select our site address. It is mohimbi.dev. The folder path has to be documents. Let's go ahead and click create this in my documents library. So file name, again, we have the name as well. So just select the name, and the file content is available via the action that we configured earlier over here. So get file content. Done. Now all we need to do is click on test, and we'll see how the end output looks like. So let this flow run. Hopefully it will succeed. It is taking some time. Oh, awesome. So the flow has indeed run successfully. Now all we need to do is go to the documents library, which we have open in my first tab, and take a look if the file is created. So I can see something created a few seconds ago. I'll just click on this to open it, and you will see, yes, this is the full file. This is the image that we used as an attachment. If you want to be sure, let me do this. So you already saw, right, that we used my image as an attachment. So this is how you drive the end-to-end solution for Power Automate or in Power Automate to grab your attachment content. Okay, now that the flow has completed successfully, let's quickly spare some seconds to take a look at the diagram. Okay, so what we did was we had a form with an attachment. Okay, so we passed that form, I mean the response details of that form, and then we got these three grids which had responses from each of our fields inside the Microsoft form. Now the one we were interested in was the attachment field, so we grabbed that attachment field and tried to parse it again so that we can get all the meaningful properties like ID, which we can use for retrieving the attachment, then the path, which we can use to see where the attachment lies in the backend, and the backend is OneDrive for Business. So basically, we just grabbed the file content using the ID and created this attachment in the SharePoint library. So that was all. This was a very quick tutorial. I hope you liked this tutorial. So go ahead, click on the like button, write in the comment section if you have any queries, and please do share this video so that others can also benefit from it. Some good news, thank you for all your support. Because of your support, I was able to cross the 100 subscribers mark on my YouTube channel. So yeah, keep watching, keep enjoying. I'll be back with more such important and short videos that will help you out while using Cloud Platform. Bye bye and take care until then.